One. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Marijuana SA Weekly, episode 81. We're in the house. Me, Andy, as usual, and we joined with Dean. How's it going, Dean? Woo!
What's up, internet? Super amped to be here. Had a great week. Great time on the YouTube for anyone who's seen. And yeah, besides that, keen to chat for this episode 81.
We had an absolute banger of a week. It was like one of the craziest experiences. So like I mean, guys, go check one video before this on the tube. We'll maybe link it below, but you'll see it's probably on your recommended. But we went to a cannabis medical farm and we got to explore it, and it was like mad. So there's a cool adventure video of that. So if you want to see a lot of weed, check that video.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a fat strike mission. We flew up from Cape Town on a whim. We got the opportunity and we closed, and then we appeared in Johannesburg, South Africa, and we got to see this cool farm, a licensed facility. So yeah, it was really exciting. Go check it out.
For tonight, you saw the thumbnail, you came, you clicked. You want to hear, you want to know, we want to tell you what our predictions for the cannabis scene in 2021 will be. I think 2020, we were quite on par with guessing what was going to happen. But now we're going to give our lowdown for 2021. And we'll probably break it down into a couple of spaces. So we'll give you a little bit of what we think of what's going to happen for medical, a little bit for recreational, a little bit for growing, a little bit for indoor, a little bit for outdoor, and then we'll sort of just like close up. So yeah, I mean, this is our predictions. I mean, let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Yeah, big guess game, but we on the pulse in South Africa, and I like to stay up to date with the global information. So hopefully we can share some stuff. And guys, your opinions are always welcome. Drop those comments below. What do you think is going to be happening? Do you think we're talking absolute BS? It always goes a long way. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think, and let's hit it.
There's definitely going to be at least like 5 people saying, yeah, BS. But yeah, no, we I don't know. Hear us out first. You got to wait till the end. Then you can drop your BS or not BS. Okay, so my predictions, we'll also bring in some global, but yeah. So I think, okay, let's have a rundown of what happened in 2020. I mean, there was not much legislatively wise, except they finally came to the end of the 2-year period of the judgment, and that entitled the government to, now it was time, hey guys, fucking let's go, it's time to bring out your proposals or your bill amendments. The actual laws behind the ruling to say that making cannabis illegal was, well, you and your private place is unconstitutional. So anyway, they brought out the bill. The bill is out. It's currently under review, public comment, and from what I've heard from the people I've asked it, I don't think it's gonna pass until, I don't even think this is gonna feature in 2021, in my opinion.
No, I also don't think so. According to very people who are in the know, and like a lot of conversations, it's a long process. There's been a huge amount of public comment. It's obviously a point of interest for business, for, individuals. And also there's our opinions. For any of you who follow us, our opinions on the bill. You can go check out multiple videos of us looking at the bill.
Reading the bill.
So I also don't think it's going to feature, but it's the biggest game change, the biggest changer in our South African climate for cannabis will be this bill. But I think we'll continue to sort of see a similar kinds of industry to what we've seen growing over the last, over 2020. Lots of people coming on board. Lots of people keen to get involved. Lots of people bringing professional skills. Hopefully,
that bill will straight up fuck everything up.
It will fuck everything up. So we pray that it doesn't fuck everything up next year, because 2020 was enough fuckery.
Like straight up, all out red. All the progress we've made licenses that have been granted, clubs that have been set up, grow operations, the knowledge that's being building. There's a friggin' cannabis university like being developed. It's sky. I mean, like, this bill's gonna really shit the bed, in my opinion. So I don't think it'll feature. I have a little bit more faith in the government than that, than that bill. So I don't think it's going to feature in 2021. If at best a bill passes within 6 months to 8 months, which would be like mid next year or whatever, that's like a very quick passing, and this is not going to be a very quick passing. So I think 2021, we're in the clear.
No, I think, and also with there's parts of government that can see the Eastern Cape government is very keen on cannabis. I see a lot of rallying out there. I think there are, like, I know a lot of you guys have no faith in institutions. I myself like to put the tinfoil hat on every now and then, but there's huge amounts of cash to be made in cannabis, and South Africa is cash strapped. So I think people who are in the know and government officials that are doing the research, hopefully they do some research. I mean, it's all over the news globally as well. So I'm hoping, I have a little bit more faith that hopefully some change will come. Otherwise, I'll just be like negative as fuck.
Then it'll be like, our government will be cash strapped, and so will we.
Yeah.
Unless we got the thing out.
Exactly, guys.
So I think in terms of legislation, that's not going to happen. Globally, I think it's going to be very, very interesting globally in terms of legislation. I think we're going to see a massive amount of extra countries bringing about legalization. Some not. New Zealand just voted against it, surprisingly, in a majority vote. Which,
do you know the percentages? Was it close?
It wasn't even close. It was quite
a
landslide
New
loss.
Zealand hates cannabis.
That's the thing. Apparently, there's some sort of rigory, and I don't know, but that's what everyone would say. So maybe, I mean, they've got a very isolated economy. They've got a very small, probably an aged economy like England, UK. It's a lot of old people, where South Africa is the majority of our population is quite young.
It's young.
Yeah. So it's maybe an old stigma there or something like that, or maybe it's just not. There's no financial reason, and I guess, but it shouldn't be legal. I mean, it shouldn't be illegal as a drug. It's just, you were saying.
Is it decriminalized, or is it like
not
solidly
even. It's
illegal?
It's the same as England, bro. It's if you caught with weed on you, it's like they're gonna take you down.
Yes, and they're awkward in those first world countries, bro.
There's bobbies, and they're gonna come off.
I'm sure they still smoking the dank in New Zealand, though. Someone's got to be farming out there, bro. 100%.
I think there's a couple guys on YouTube I've checked around that side, and they're growing proper. So I mean, it's going to happen. But you were saying Colorado is now like everything's legal. I mean, okay, this is now.
I don't know where. I think it's Oregon. Maybe I could be corrected, but I read an article yesterday saying that all psychedelic shrooms or psilocybin has been decriminalized. Or legalized. I'm not 100% sure, but there's been movement around they were calling it like the psychedelic renaissance and shit. It's happening in our lifetime. People are waking up. And then on top of that, all drugs have been decriminalized. So in that state, you can do what you want, and the government can't tell you what to do. Exactly. And if you do get caught, it doesn't like ruin your life, little party or whatever, So
nothing
great progress.
Makes a crack addict like getting sent to jail at like 18 or 19, like if you want to back up this person forever, put him in jail for smoking weed.
Yeah, and then you can't get work, you have a record, and it's just like sets up you for failure, whereas like one mistake, or when you're young, everyone does dumb stuff when they're young, or even when they're older. We all make mistakes, and I don't think it's fair to punish someone for like years and years and years for something so as small as like the possession of a little bit of an illegal substance like cannabis is in some spaces, But I think as a whole, I think more and more countries are going to be looking at it. I think, there's going to be hopefully some descheduling around the world, and the more countries that hop on the bandwagon, the more traction it's going to gain. So as you know, a global economy, as you know, the world is, I think we're going to see a lot of movement, and I hope to see more positive movement. And I think we're going to keep on seeing countries voting. And then the younger countries, I think, you know, everyone's waking up. The internet at your fingertips. If you want the research, you can go look online. You know, people are more educated than they've ever been.
Way more, yeah.
Information is at our fingertips, you know, and everyone's starting to see how powerful the internet is, you know. So I think we're going to see consistent new countries decriminalizing, and, you know, the market opening up more and more.
100%. And then also with regards to the growing space, which I think is going to be quite interesting, is, you know, so I think as we move into 2021, I think we're going to very scarcely hear of HPS lights, you know, like ballast bearing lights. I think it's going to be 2021 is going to be the year where, if you
LED,
yeah, it's basically gonna go full LED next year.
On that point, I had a meeting yesterday with a big company in South Africa, a big corporate, and they are heavily invested into LED lights, and I saw amazing quality LEDs. So there's going to be very, very exciting stuff coming to the market. And I mean, the maths is there, you know.
Yeah.
The math is there. Like in South Africa, where electricity is exorbitantly expensive, does it make sense to cost yourself like 2K a month, and then when the power cuts, you can't do anything because you can't power this 1,000-watt up with anything, you know?
Yeah.
Heat issues, air conditioning, does it really make sense?
No, it's not
so I mean, Andy, when I started working with Andy, I was an HPS man. And over the last 2 years, I've changed my tune, you know, and I'm growing with LED now, and I'm having an amazing success. And my power bill is half.
That's literally the way it's gonna go. I think we're gonna see a lot. The big move into LED. I think even on the commercial side, the technology's there. There's reputable brands now with the LEDs. And then also on like nutrients is another interesting one, which I think is going to change quite vastly. I mean, up until now, you all know it, I all know it, we all know it, as you guys have seen sweet, you know, fuck all South African newts on the market, except for one or two, like the Umya and like Explo Grow and this and that, but it's been primarily dominated by BioBiz and the hydroponic nutrients, EHG, and I think GAT.
Terraquatica it's called now, yeah.
Yeah, Terraquatica. I mean, it's been dominated by those. And why are we importing cannabis newts when we have the best agricultural market, maybe like one of the best agricultural producing powerhouses of the world? And the farmers are fucking jacked up in this country. They know what they're doing. They know how to cook those plants with like the right potions and shit. It's not it's not something you should be putting on a boat, burning all those fossil fuels to get you, and you know. But I mean, there's lack of knowledge on all frontiers on that part.
I also think it hasn't been discovered yet. You know, we're in a fledgling industry. You know, the cannabis is still got a stigma around it. I think the newts are here. You know, I think the newts are here already, and they need to be discovered. I think people are looking at it as well. You know, I'd love to see an organic offering from South Africa, something like the BioBiz range, which I've used for many years. But you know, I'm trying out a whole lot of different things now, and I'm having success. I'm using the Umya nutrients outside. I'm having success. There's one product I didn't like so much, the foliar spray, but besides that, I've had good success with everything else.
That's the thing. We're getting there, but it's not. We need a bit more time. We need the science to come through. We need the oaks like Enzo that understand how plants work and how they're like, you know, using the nutrients, and that's the way we can develop it. Or we'll just need a bit more time to like copy a European brand.
Yeah, and the Gavi needs to come on board, you know.
Yeah,
like if they keep
regulations.
hemorrhaging the industry, you know, then it's not going to happen. There's money being invested right now, millions of rands, you know, millions and millions of rands are being invested. We saw this like quite cool facility, you know, on the previous video we've spoken about already. They have invested millions, you know, Oaks are pumping money into this, and more money will come with surety of some sort of legislation. So it always comes back to it, unfortunately.
And then last thing I want to think about, what do you think is going to happen in the smoking scene? What's
Bro, do you know
2021
what?
hold? Because if you had asked this 3 years ago, you would have never fucking said Oaks would be like hitting dabs and shit. Dabs was like barely like coming out. Wasn't even cool. No, it was actually very big in America.
I only discovered dabs personally. Like, I knew of dabs, I'd smoked them, had a terrible experience because I smoked too much. Never thought about it again for years until Andy and I did like episode 12 rosin press, dude. Then the world of sauce was opened up for me, you know. I think 2021, March, April, May, we're going to see the craziest weed ever, dude. Everyone's growing. Everyone I know is growing. We're growing loads of different strains, chocolate haze. I'm growing stuff that I'm like absolutely frothing to smoke, and a lot of my friends are too. In-house genetics is everywhere, you know. There's loads of cool local strains. I'm growing some Umber Deadly seeds out this summer, which I think are some of the best seeds being grown or being bred locally. So I think we're going to see more events, hopefully, if COVID like regulation and whatever, you know. I think the year of COVID, it's been drawing everyone indoors, so everyone's just been like smoking solo bongs. But I think we're going to see events, smoking events, you know, more stuff like that. And I think we're going to see crazy strains, like something different besides the classics that we've been around.
I think we're going to see, we're definitely going to see the crazy strains, but I think we're going to see less bud, more sours. You know, more distillates. I think distillates are gonna, dude. Distillates in overseas is the thing now, dude. It's like,
yeah, but I mean,
like
even
this,
on like herb,
you know,
herb, which is like
space, and it's you know, it's enough to last you like 4 days, 5 days,
and you can smoke it at like a business meeting in a restaurant if you're sneaky enough, you know.
It's
so
better
like,
it's better for you than
yeah, that's what I don't like about flower. You know,
plant-based.
you can only smoke it somewhere in some places. It's, your whole house is full of smoke, you know.
Yeah.
But a little bit of terp and you done a dusting, you as stoned.
It's gonna be like you need it. It will be, dude. Weed and a battery. You know, you're gonna need a battery on your weed. You know, and like you're gonna have to plug your weed into like a charging port at night and shit. Because that's the way it is. Ciggies are disappearing for vapes. People are all after CBD vapes, and now that, you know, weed's gonna start disappearing into. They can make the distillates, they can make the sauce. There's been dry herb vapes for a long time. There's been those are coming up, and portable like e-nail kind of stuff. Those are
nectar collectors are also super popular, you know, like just a little nectar collect on the move. Yeah, I can see more and more people getting into it, and I mean, even in my friends group, I've seen more and more people moving more to, they prefer smoking or consuming a more refined product, and for the sole reason that they just don't want to consume smoke. Like some of my friends are ex-smokers, and they like smoking a joint feels like smoking a ciggy, and you know, so Andy's one of those people. I'm sure you can I'm sure you can attest. You know, it's
the health component is going to be massive. People are getting healthier than ever, especially during lockdown. Everyone's running, everyone's exercising. People in my
I'm that
community,
person.
Yeah, drinking's died down. It's not as popular as it used to be. Maybe it's just my close friends, but I've heard other people saying this as well, that people aren't getting, so, you know, they aren't spending as much money on drinking because you're not going out as much. You know, it's taking a while to get back into it. But yeah, I think people are going to be doing distillates in something like our carts. We've got the carts and batteries. People basically fill them with their own distillates or whatever they want to put in there. Those are basically where I think the market's going to be at. It's dosed, it's clean, it's good for your health. It's, you know, it's measurable, it's convenient, it's portable, it feels good. That, you know, the high is great. I mean, dude, it's affordable, it's easier to smuggle.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, and like, you know, even though the market's not quite there, the illegal market's always been there, so you can get that if you know someone, or, you know, if you put your feelers out, you'll find it, you know. And I think it's you know, it's a really it shows progress in a product, and refinement is always cool, you know, to see something just change form from the whole process. Taking it from seed through to like a terp source is like an incredible journey, you know. And like Andy said, you know, people are getting healthier. I myself have like been smoking less less smokable, like less flour, to try and like clean up my like bong lung that I've had for many years because I'm running now. So yeah, you know, I think I think if the prices can come down, because the illegal market pushes the price up. I mean, like 1,000 rand for a cart, filled cart does seem highly expensive. I mean, it is a refined product, but I think the more that
once you've got the
market,
battery, and then you just buy the replacement cards, I think it's a little bit less.
Yeah, like 800 or so I've seen. But I think the more guys that are making, you know, with quality equipment. I met someone recently who's like really imported a lot of cool equipment, and he's really doing a proper, you know, closed loop system. So the sciencey guys in the market are going to be pumping this product into the market soon, and I think we're going to see prices coming down, making it more accessible to more people. As everyone knows, South Africa is a developing country. You know, there's a big divide. So I want to see prices coming down, and like you know, we're trying to bring cool equipment into the market, packaging wise, to try and, you know, allow people to create these products. So yeah, we're hoping to see a lot of I'm hoping to see the price come down a bit.
It will,
and I think it is possible.
Yeah.
You know, as it gets more competitive and more popular, people will get more competitive, and you can't just keep saying, oh, it's $1,000. You know, someone's going to come in and be like, no, bro, it's 400 bucks.
Yeah,
I grow
600,
outdoor
400.
trees on my farm in wherever in South Africa. I've got kgs. I'm bringing it down, and I am putting this to market so that everyone can smoke it. You know, nothing.
It's gonna happen. So, closing note. You optimistic for 2021?
I'm always optimistic about everything, so I'm not a good person to ask, but I have faith that we're going to continue to see this industry flourish. I have faith that we're going to see more and more guys coming on board and bringing professional offerings into this market. So for me, it's a big yes, and you know, hopefully we can spend a bit more time outside next year as well.
Yes, guys, you heard it from the man himself, Dean. He's optimistic. I'm optimistic. Marijuana S is optimistic. Thank you so much for until next week. Peace and love, guys.
Thanks so much, guys. Peace.